What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ryan Myers Expeditions. We had a freaking day here in Florida. We got Jack here from Captain Jack YouTube and Nick from his channel. We'll put those links down below. Guys, like this video because it is a freaking good one, filled with heartbreak as I lose some incredible fish, land some incredible fish. Guys, this is gonna be freaking sick.
Oh my God! So we just pulled over to do a quick little viz check. Usually in Stuart, you're not seeing the bottom or anything like that. So I was just like, you know, let's see how foggy this water is. And lo and behold,
guys,
freaking bottom.
40 feet?
This is not a thing.
This is not a thing.
Like never. What?
Nick, am I lucky?
I'm so excited right now. Ryan is the luckiest dude in the world. I can't believe it.
The biggest problem with Stuart is that the water is freaking dirty. That's just the way it works. And usually you accept that and you kind of get away with whatever you can get away with in that dirty water. But every now and then the stars come together and it is crystal clear. And guys, if we're able to hunt this 70, 80, 90 foot stuff today, it is gonna be an unbelievable day. I grew up literally spearfishing this spot. I hope there's life everywhere. There's just, you can tell there's bait all over the screen. There's life all over the bottom. This is a massive wreck. We got Captain Jack Spearo here. He's got a pretty sick YouTube channel. We got Nick Bailey here. We're out here on his boat. We don't want to go check out his channel. He's got a new channel, but he's made me drive first. So guys, if you've already subscribed to Nick Bailey, go over there, unsubscribe to that channel. Guys, I'm gonna suit up real quick and then we'll see you in the water.
So somebody is very upset about driving first. Our guy, what do you feel about it? What do you think?
This will be my first and last time on a Nick Bailey expedition.
You didn't come to Florida to drive?
Hey, I thought you came to Florida to get your hours in.
Hey, wait a second.
My favorite dive spot of all time. Right below us right now.
That's cool, boy.
We did this for Sam.
Oh, how do you like your talent now, huh? Behind the wheel, behind the helm.
Sam will very much appreciate this.
The bitterness is very sweet.
You guys better be ready. Let's go. Let's go. Things are happening. Things are happening. They got a spadefish. You guys are killers. Facundo on the 3-prong. That's dinner, bro.
Nice fish.
I heard I need a backup shot. I need a backup shot. I shot a king. Captain Jack has got the first fish on the line. We'll see if he can land it. I'm hearing a lot of celebration. Nice fish. Look at that. Look at that. Couple fish on the boat. Facundo, get in the boat, quick, quick. Hey, get them in the boat, they got sharks. All right, guys, so kingfish shot, spadefish shot, and in Stuart, that is risky business. They had sharks all over them. I'm seeing a lot of hand splashing going down. That usually means the bull sharks are in your face. Welcome to Stuart.
Bro, I shot that thing from like 25 feet away, bro. It was stupid how far I shot that thing from.
The king?
Yeah, like so far, dude.
And then what, clean up?
Yeah.
And nobody talking about the sharks?
Didn't see a single shark.
Right?
Why were you guys splashing?
We were off the left, so I was just slapping, trying to bring anything in.
I see.
Waiting on our driver to come over and pick us up.
Interesting strategy, guys. Only here in Stuart do you try to attract the bull sharks over. Diving the east coast of Florida is so cool because there's so many artificial structures out there. I guess the government goes out there and places all these artificial wrecks all up and down the coast. Generally, as you get further south, Miami, Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, there's tons of these structures, but the water's clear and there's less fish, so they're much easier to dive on. And as you get further north, you've got dirtier water, but more fish. Stuart, Florida's kind of right there in that sweet spot in between, where the water is sometimes clear enough to not get eaten by sharks, but also still holds enough fish to make it fun. Now, the name of the game of diving here is really trying to land on these spots in current. You can't see them from the surface. You gotta take the boat up current, drop off, do your breathe up, do your dive, try and land on the spot, do your hunting, get back up, get in the boat, and then do another drift. That's what we're doing right here, and that's what we're gonna be doing all day long to hunt in this really sharky, but definitely fishy zone.
Look how dark and scary it is here.
So Stuart, Florida is where I grew up diving, and diving so much there, we really got jaded to the sharks. It really wasn't a problem unless there are 5 bull sharks. It's like, yo, how many sharks are there? And it's like, oh, it's only 2, like, cool, like keep diving. But from being gone for so long and just kind of growing up and learning much more in life, I cannot get over these sharks. The water's kind of dirty, I get down to the bottom here, I can see that there's clearly a lot of life, and then boom, shark comes in and I'm going to the top. I don't care whether there's fish there or not. One little shark, I don't know if it was a bull or a lemon or what, but I am out of there.
It looks beautiful, but there's a shark. Bull shark followed me around, but it looks big mangoes. You can tell it's like a cool natural something. I bet you're still on it, bro. It looks like natural reef. It looks big, but it's a shark, so be careful.
So Jack clearly didn't feel the same way I did, and this is actually his GoPro here. So he did a dive right after on this same exact spot, which I could tell was really, really fishy. I'm not sure if this is part of the 6 Mile Reef area, but it's definitely not on the chart, and it was definitely had a lot of life. You can tell immediately, a ton of mangrove snappers all over the place. He's gonna spook up a black grouper right here, and I'm not quite sure what happened. You can see him there. He's not completely on the bottom, but a black grouper cruises, and I don't know what he did, but he completely whiffed on that one.
You saw a black grouper? Yeah. No, I missed.
After hearing that Jack had just spotted a black grouper, I was like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. No worries, don't care about the sharks. And I did another drop. And you'll see her again. I'm cruising down. Now, that shark is potentially already a little stirred up, especially after the sound of that gun. Like, these sharks in Stuart just are very well trained and they know. And then right there, I saw that shark again and I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm done with this. This is definitely not worth it.
I cannot mentally get over that viz. Like, I get down there, I see the bull shark, I just turn around.
You see a bull?
I saw the bull twice.
I only saw the lemon.
No,
Maybe
it's
I'm all fired up for you.
beautiful reef, but
Yeah, it's nice.
sketchy.
So guys, this is freaking Stuart, Florida, and the sharks here are out of control. That lie, I just mentally cannot get over it. Like, I was down there, it was only like 80 feet. You could tell, beautiful fish all over the place. But mentally, I just can't do it. Like, I see the bull shark come in, I just turn and I'm going to the surface. So, I don't know, we're out here in a deeper spot, about 120 feet. There should be some fish up higher on the wrecks. I really just want to check the viz here. If the viz is still the same how it's been, we're out of here. We're gonna go dive, find some clean water, and find some reef.
Hopefully we get some opalus, maybe some Moana Collie down there.
Screw that. I don't know if I'm completely spoiled rotten with Hawaii or what, but this dirty water, sharks, it's just not my jam. It's not my jam. We're out of here. We're gonna make a run, go back south, see if we can find that clear water where the reef is really nice, the big beautiful edges. Unfortunately, there's definitely not as many fish down there, but it's a whole lot more enjoyable diving. So now that we've gotten back down a little bit further south, that water gets a little bit more clear, there's a little bit marginally less sharks, and I'm able to relax a little bit more and get kind of more into my style of a speedo diving, or just hanging out really nice and slowly on the bottom and kind of waiting to see what comes over to me. So down here, you can see how the bottom is just kind of like a real low relief live bottom. I'm dusting a little bit. I'm probably not gonna grunt too much because that grunting actually attracts those fish that I'm looking for, but it also attracts those sharks. So down here on the bottom, twisting my head real nice and slow, looking to see what comes in. And that nice mangrove comes in. You can see I kind of key up on him, but I still got bottom time. I want to wait. I want to see if anything else is going to come over before I decide to commit to that thing. And then I raise my gun. This is the little Pathos. I think this is the 105 sniper, and I'm able to take a perfect little headshot and land this beautiful snapper. I heard Nick Bailey does a mean whole fried snapper.
That's right.
So right here in that same zone again, small, low relief, live bottom. And one of my big targets out here is mutton snapper. And that's kind of like in Hawaii, that would be like our mu or our ukus. They're just out there kind of patrolling the sandy edge of the reef, whatever, cruising around. They're probably one of the smarter fish that we have in Florida, and I really, really enjoy targeting them. So I see that one come in there, and again, I'm still looking around. This one's kind of like marginally right there, just barely legal, and I want to look around and see if anybody else comes into me, or if I decide that one comes in close enough to kind of take that shot. Eventually, pick up the gun, take a quick snapshot at that thing, get a headshot, a cheek shot, and another perfect fish.
Fried snapper coming up. Yeah, let's reset, boys.
Okay. So this is the Nick Bailey cam, and he manages to make it down pretty deep for him. This is probably like in that 70-foot range. He gets down to the bottom just like I do, looks around, takes a couple grunts because he's a little bit more brave or maybe stupider than I am, but mangrove snapper comes right in. He's able to wait and kind of really take his time until he can get that perfect stone shot on another perfect fried fish. You got that Nick Bailey cam again here, and you can see those chum chunks kind of drifting down to the bottom, and that snapper that's up feeding on them. Now, I really struggle with this fish, and personally, I would have gone all the way down to the bottom and waited till that fish came over to me and presented a broadside shot, but he's able to take that difficult down shot and stick another fish. So I believe this here was like a scouting dive. I dove down, there was no reef below us, I was just looking, and I hovered in that mid-water column. I saw these kingfish come through. I had this little 105, but I was able to get just kind of close enough to take a longer shot. I shot him a little bit low, so I knew I just barely had him. And when you're in that situation, you gotta really play these fish as if it's like a wahoo, you know, or an ono. You want to play it really slow, really gently. You can see I'll palm the reel there just as I'm kind of getting low on line, and then once that thing stops and I can start climbing that line, I'm gonna climb that reel line, letting that gun go out behind me. And that way, if that thing runs again, I can let him go and I'll get back a hold of the gun, I can let some more line out, but I don't have to sit there and empty my gun, because if I empty my gun of all the line, then I've got no buffer zone. So I'll climb my reel line while kicking hard on the surface, following the fish, really trying to get this thing to wear out enough so that my buddy can get down there and stick another shot in. Nick gets down there and he's able to put another perfect shot, and we're able to land just a stud kingfish, or a meat log as Nick would say.
Nice size king. Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah. Thanks for the shot, bro. Needed that one.
Look at this meat log.
Just barely clipped that thing on that little 110. That was a 110 Pathos sniper, single wrap on that thing. Regular standard gun, no roller, and it was just at the end of its range.
Jack and I are diving at the exact same time. I shoot this thing, and then I look next to me, and Jack is right there with his gun, and we're just like, solid, dude.
So the way I like to dive pretty much anywhere that has a ton of artificial structure, like on the west coast of Florida or on the east coast of Florida, is I like to move fast. I like to move fast, but I like to dive slow. So what I kind of mean by that is I like to hit as many artificial spots as I can throughout the day. But when I'm in the water, I want to be slow in the water. I want to dive nice and easy. I want to spend time on the surface. I want to get down and I want to spend time on the bottom. But in between spots, I'm not dawdling. I'm not doing drifts multiple times. If I didn't see any fish there, I'm moving to the next spot. And the whole game is seeing as many of these spots as you can, because sometimes one of them will just be loaded or have a giant on it. And that's what we found here. You can see that big old Cubera snapper came flying out, spooked him. If I had a little bit of bigger gun, I might have taken one of these shots here. I didn't. I figured I'd go down to the bottom, I'd wait, I'd relax, and I'd kind of see if he comes back into me or if something else was there. This was my first dive on this spot, and I could just tell that it was a little bit different. It was a little bit deeper. It had a lot more life on it. You could see these big amberjacks just coming in, schooling all around me. And this is very characteristic for that Stuart area, these big old culvert pipes that they drop, and it's just a really cool thing that they do to provide all of us fishermen and spearfishermen with massive amounts of structure. Now I'm going to head on up here, but to my left I look and I see a giant American red snapper right here. I also saw a big mutton snapper. I knew that this spot was going to be on fire. Now, personally, the amberjacks followed me up, and I would have completely ignored them because I know that they're always going to stay there all day. And if I make commotion and I shoot one of these things, I'm going to potentially scare away some of those spookier fish. But they followed me up, and Nick Bailey dove down and took a really nice shot on one of these things and was able to wrestle in a really, really nice amberjack. So we're going to switch back to the Captain Jack Spearo cam here, and I'm going to show you this video because I really want to just drive this point home. You can see how Jack gets down to the bottom and he planes out. So he's hovering above the bottom right now, using a ton of oxygen, a ton of energy, looking around, trying to see if he can see anything. Now, Jack is a really, really good diver. Jack has the ability to go to the bottom, and he will go to the bottom right here. But the problem is, he did so much movement, so much energy, right, just in between while looking around, that not only is he spooking everything away, but he's burning up that valuable bottom time. And in the end, he ends up on the bottom anyways. So if he would have just gone to the bottom first, he could have been down there, then done his grunts, then done his scratching, attracting fish into him, and those fish wouldn't be spooked because he just went straight there and didn't scare them away first. Now instead, he spooked everything, burned a ton of oxygen, went to the bottom anyways, and then didn't have a lot of time to stay there and had to take off and come back to the surface. Whereas you can kind of compare that to the way I dive, where I'm going straight to the bottom. There is no delay on down there. Once I start to see the bottom, I'm not looking around, I'm not looking for fish. I'm going to the bottom, then I'm gonna get settled in real nicely. I'm gonna be super sneaky, and then I'm gonna try and attract those fish. You know, everything out there is looking for food. You know, if it sees me down there and I'm not threatening, it's kind of like, what is that? Like, is that something I can eat? Like, maybe I'll come over and check that out. So I'm down here and I spot this black grouper, which guaranteed came from further away over towards me to see what I was. And you can kind of see him over there towards that culvert. I just spotted him and he's heading in, and I am literally crawling with my fingers right now. Like, I'm using just one finger at a time to pull myself slowly forward in the sand so I don't spook this thing. I mean, these black grouper out here on these public numbers see a lot of fish, and they are not dumb. And I managed to get close enough and line up and take a perfect shot here. Absolutely heartbreak. I do not see very many groupers at all in Stuart, and I lost this thing, and I was pretty freaking devastated. So we're switching back to the Jack cam again here, and again, the same school of amberjacks that's not going anywhere, and he manages to get down, and again, not quite go to the bottom, but you can see there's no real structure around, so he's like, there's nothing else gonna happen, I'm just gonna take one of these amberjacks. So he lines up, and when you shoot one of these things, guys, you want to stone it. They have such a big stone shot area that it's possible, it's very, very likely, and most of the time they come close enough, and they fight so freaking hard that you just want to stone one, and he absolutely rolled this one over, and it was pretty sick. And then this is it, guys, that dive you've all been waiting for, that beautiful grouper. Same kind of spots. This time I landed way in front of the wreck, which I love to do, especially for groupers, because you can crawl towards the wreck with the current, and a lot of that bait fish and a lot of that life and all those groupers will actually be in front. Those mutton snappers, those amberjacks, pretty much everything. So I land down, I'm in front, I'm really casually looking around. I believe I saw a gag grouper on my way to the bottom, but I'm not gonna approach him. I'm gonna go to the bottom, and look at this slow motion here, guys. I switched my gun, now I'm using that Pathos roller laser, I believe the carbon laser, and so slowly I'm dragging this gun across. I'm moving with just my fingertips. These gag groupers see so many people, and I know I need a good shot on this thing. As I look to my right and I saw that big Goliath grouper, these guys, the Goliaths, will literally just crush these things. Perfect shot right through the cheek, all the way through this thing. But now I have to fight this Goliath grouper. I'm not letting it get any line. So I've got my reel, my hand clamped on that reel, and I'm kicking up as fast as I can, pulling this thing away, just hoping that this thing doesn't eat my prize fish. You can see he comes over, he takes a couple swipes at it, but luckily I'm able to pull it away and land just the trophy fish of the day, and one of those fish that I've hunted in Florida for so long, but I haven't landed one of these in so many years.
Sorry, you can edit that out.
Stuart freaking gag, dude. That's a good gag.
Ew.
It's a nice gag.
Beautiful.
Are you alright? It's a blob on the deck. Watch out, baby.
Oh god. Oh my god. Yo! Corgi!
Another one of those rules of spearfishing, pretty much clear cut across the board no matter where you are in the world, is the fish are always in front of the structure. So out here we've been diving all these different rubble piles, and I prefer to land in the sand in front of them and then crawl up. And that's always where the gags are sitting. And there were two beautiful ones there. That black grouper I lost was doing the exact same thing. That mutton I lost was doing the exact same thing. That is a beautiful Stuart fish right there. back here at the fillet table, and one of the cool things we like to always do is kind of analyze your shots, what went right, what went wrong. And what's really interesting about both of these king mackerel, the ones that I shot and the one that Nick shot, is they're both almost identical places. You can see right here and right here, which is both just about between that dorsal and that anal fin. On these pelagics, on those onos or wahoos or king mackerels or narrow-barred mackerels or chunna or waloo or wherever they are, wherever you are in the world, whatever they call them, this zone on the fish is a wonderful place to hit them because there are so many tendons that come up from right here. We just barely clipped these on long shots, but it was enough to hold on, pull those fish in until our buddy could get a second shot. We're not aiming for that low shot, but anywhere on this line right here ends up working.
Sorry, you weren't aiming for that spot?
I was aiming for this ridge, but then I missed low. We both missed low.
So you guys just suck.
Samagram, you're ruining my video. So Nick's gonna take these, he's gonna whack these up, and then he's gonna give them to his friend. I'm gonna take that gag grouper, I'm gonna fillet him up. We're gonna make grouper nuggets, and we're gonna cook those mangrove snapper whole fried. Stoked, let's do it. So one of the things I really kind of picked up from being in Hawaii was valuing the entire fish. I mean, over there, we don't get big fish, and to harvest a big grouper like this, we really kind of want to use all the pieces of it, and that's something that's only kind of evolved in the last year or two for me. So we've got those collars off, obviously we got the fillets off, and then Nick is actually gonna turn this mayhem
into grouper stew.
Into grouper stew.
That's my favorite. I absolutely love
it really?
Stew. I like grouper stew more than I like eating grouper fillets. Like, by far. I'm not even joking yet.
French fry cook-off has officially begun. Samagram predictions?
I'm gonna win.
Nick, thoughts?
I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm doing something that nobody has done.
I'll eat it.
I am breading these with the breadcrumbs and the flour and the seasoning, and they're freaking fire. You guys are gonna see.
Nick's a good cook, just not his French fries.
Oh! Sam's getting competitive.
Sam, tell the people.
Okay, you boil in vinegar and water and white vinegar for 10 minutes. We're gonna take them out, we're gonna dry them, and then we're gonna double fry them. So you fry them.
Which is key.
Yep, it's the key. You fry them the first time for about a minute, and then the second time until they're golden brown.
You ready?
I'm nervous.
What do you mean?
I missed my deep fryer. There's bugs in here.
Oh! Oh!
So now they're cooked, and then when we fry them again for the second fry, you just cook them until they're golden brown.
I have taken that beautiful gag grouper I shot and made the most ridiculous, gorgeous nuggets we've ever seen. We're gonna do those breaded, easy, simple. Fire. Perfect. Okay, drop it all the way in and give it a little shake. Yes! Yes, queen! Samagram fire!
I'm a professional.
All right, guys, so we had to salvage the Nick Bailey recipe there. We went back, we double dipped them, so we did an egg wash and then double crisped them. We also, Sam added a bunch of seasoning stuff to try and make them a little bit more edible.
You better not be in here, though. I don't like this. I don't like this. I have Old Bay. Everyone knows me for the Old Bay. I've got these fire seasoned breadcrumbs. They got that little cheese in there.
Let's check these guys. Oh, that is what we're looking for right there. Golden brown crust on them. It's the first course. The first course.
All right, end product here. All right. Oh, hot. Oh God, it's good.
Yeah,
Oh my
what?
God.
Eric, exhale. Shout out.
It's really good.
Dave, kill shot. Doesn't have a kill shot on, but we'll pretend.
This is so fire.
Yeah.
I used to not really like gag groupers because I thought that they were a little bit like stank, but like honestly, these are so fire.
Tell the people the truth. You don't like gag groupers because you can't shoot them.
Bro,
It tastes like fried grouper.
First try. What do you got?
Tastes like Chick-fil-A sauce.
It's good. It's definitely not our best nuggets ever. I haven't eaten anything today, so anything would be good.
I prefer
But
red grouper. Yeah,
Over the gap.
shot it red.
bro, come on, dude.
But it is good.
Picky bastards. So this right here, this is that porgy. This is the Jack Porgy Special. Okay, so we got porgy and we got mangrove. Taste test, let's see it. What you got?
All right, here's a mangrove. Going in. 9 out of 10 crunch. 8 out of 10 taste. Seasoning. 7 7 out of 10, not enough Old Bay. I ran out. Quick taste. Crunch is really there. Texture's even better.
Yeah?
I gotta admit it, better than the snapper. Like how I anticipated.
The porgy tastes like ass.
Really?
I want the porgy to taste good, but I will be honest with you guys. Let's see. Porgy, mangrove. This is porgy. Good. I'm gonna compare it to the mangrove. Skin on the mangrove's better. I think that makes it a little bit better.
Is that crisp?
Yeah, it's a little better. It's
All
like
right.
a light crisp. It's good. Good though. Both are good.
Salmon fries? Nick Bailey fries.
It's easy.
Go! Eat! What do we think?
Wow.
What are we doing?
These are perfect fries, Sam.
Yeah.
Nick's,
And the other ones? Nick, we'll wait.
I'm gonna hold back.
Salmogram?
Way more flavor.
Which ones?
The Nick's fries.
Okay.
But the crunch, I think, doesn't really compare.
Sam's fries prevail. But
Have you ever seen a happier cat? Nick Bailey, are you gonna be okay?
I'm good. Delicious. Delicious. These are potato wedges. I feel like they're not fries.
And they're very good.
These are true fries. But I do like mine better.
Do ya?
I do. But I gotta say, Sam, these are perfect French fries.
Okay, guys, so I'm gonna try Sam's, which I've had many times. The crisp, incredible. Slight fishy taste. She did say to cook them first, which I didn't, but oh well. Next, look fantastic. There's substance to them, you know. Like I could eat a handful of these and be full. I am going to base my decision on is ease of creation. All he did, sorry Sam, I'm getting the death glare.
Cut all this out.
All he did was drop them in the same batter that he was using for the fish, which for a tired fisherman is pretty awesome. We'll continue to work on our perfecting.
Oh no, mine are perfect.
We'll continue to work on our French fries, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave it a like. Subscribe if you are not already. And let us know what you think down below. Let us know which type of fry you guys would like to make. And we'll see you next time right here on Ryan Meyer's Expeditions.